Hi everyone, Jason here at the Whittier Public Library Children's Department with our latest STEAM-powered science take-home science kit. So this Saturday, May the 4th, we're going to be celebrating two different things at the library. We're going to be celebrating Star Wars Day and Free Comic Book Day. At the Central Library from 11 to 2, we're going to have some Star Wars related activities, and you can also grab a free comic book. So please come by and join us. To help get you in the spirit today, we are going to make a mini lightsaber, and we're going to learn a little bit about electric circuits. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's build our lightsaber. So what we're going to start out by doing is we're going to take our straw. We're going to cut it at maybe about 1/4 to 1/3 of its length. Right about there is good. And we'll put the scissors aside. Now we are going to get our battery, and I have a battery that's already unwrapped, so I'll use that. We're going to test it to make sure we have the right side on the LED. Slip it in between so you make sure it lights up. So that's the way we want it to go, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to use a small piece of electrical tape. Let me cut a piece of that. I have some already, so I'll use that instead. Very small piece of electrical tape. Make sure it's not too big. This is important. And you're going to tape it to the side of the battery that will make it light up. So we know that this side on here will light it up. So now we're going to tape it on there. But we have to be very careful. What we have to be very careful about is that we don't cover the other side of the battery. Because remember, this other side of the LED, other leg, the little skinny wire sticking out, needs to be able to touch that side of the battery. So if you cover it up with tape, it won't work. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bend it a little bit so it's close but not quite touching, right? Okay, just like that. Okay, we can trim a little bit extra tape off if we want to here. I think I'll do that. Okay, that's taped on there now. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get that into the short side of the straw. And you will have to bend the straw a little bit because the battery is a little bit wider than the straw. So you're going to want to bend it a little bit. I'm going to slide that in. Make sure you get both legs of the LED in there. It's a little hard because as you push it down, it's going to want to come off the tape. So I'm going to use my little skewer here that I gave you. I'm going to help push that in. Now I'll speed this up a little because it's going to take a couple minutes to do. Now you want to push it in until it's pretty much flush with the top, right? Now squeeze it, make sure you can get it to light up. Then we're going to take our other end of the boba straw, we're going to push it over the end of the LED. Okay, that's good. It's not lighting up, but we know that if we squeeze it, it will, right? That's what you want. If that's not working, you can always readjust it. Now we're going to take some electrical tape. Now you will have yours on a little piece of cardboard, but I'm just going to use the roll. And we need to get a piece big enough to go all the way around the straw. We're going to cut that. I'm going to wrap it around right where these two meet, right? Right there. Wrap it around to secure it in place. Squeeze, make sure it still lights up. Very good. Okay, now we're going to take more electrical tape. And we're going to wrap it around to cover the rest of the hilt of the lightsaber. The hilt is the part of the sword that you hold on to. Sort of like the handle. Let's speed up now. Okay, now if you notice, I also gave, the hilt is completely covered. And if you notice, I also gave you a piece of silver tape. If you prefer to do a silver hilt on your lightsaber, you can do that instead. Let's squeeze this, make sure it lights up. You're gonna wanna squeeze right where the battery is. And that's very good. We've finished our lightsaber. Okay, so now we've completed our mini lightsaber. Now let's try turning it on. So I've made a red one for the Sith, but we'll also have some blue or green ones available if you prefer to be a Jedi. Now, all you have to do to turn it on is find the place where the battery is located and give it a light squeeze, and it should turn on. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and also try this in a little bit darker room to see what it looks like. So let's go try that. Okay, so let's try out our lightsaber in a dark room. Sorry for the bad lightsaber sound effects, but I think it worked pretty well, don't you? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what's happening here. So what we're doing today is we're creating an electric circuit. In this case, our power source for our electricity is our battery. And a battery actually uses chemicals to store the energy, and those chemicals can create a electric current. And electric current is what powers something like a light bulb, a phone, a watch, anything like that, anything electrical. So in this case, what we're doing is we have the two sides of the battery, the positive and the negative side. You can tell because one side will have a little tiny plus on it. And what we need to do is we need to connect those two sides to create an electric current, and then the current will flow. And what the current is there's very, very, very tiny little things called electrons flowing from one side of the battery to the other. So what we need something, usually metal, to connect the two sides to create a circuit, and then the electrons can flow through that circuit. So you'll notice when we touch the two sides of the LED to the two sides of the battery, the LED lights up, and that's how we know the electricity is flowing through, and it is powering something. In this case, it is powering this tiny little LED light bulb. Now, this battery is very small, and it wouldn't be able to power like a full-size light bulb in your house, but this is a very small bulb, and it's also a special kind called an LED, meaning light-emitting diode. And LEDs are specially made to use a very, very small amount of electricity. That's why this tiny little battery can light up this light. So that's basically what's happening here is we're creating an electric circuit. Electricity in the form of electrons is flowing from one side of the battery to the other while it flows, and they're flowing through the bulb, and that's what makes the bulb light up. So that's about it for our experiment today. We hope you enjoyed making your miniature lightsaber. Please come by the Whittier Public Library if you'd like to learn more about any of these topics and check out some books. We have a lot of Star Wars books. We also have books about electricity and comic books. And most importantly, don't forget, this Saturday, May the 4th, is both Star Wars Day and Free Comic Book Day. We have some events going on at both of our library locations, so please check our website for a schedule. And please come see us, take part in some of our events, and grab a couple free comic books. And as we say on Star Wars Day, may the 4th be with you. Thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you soon at the library. Goodbye.